alongside him there. A couple of rookies certainly don't ride like people who've not spent much time on bikes, though, being children these days. They've probably spent 6 or 7 years already on little bikes going around in little circles. Certainly very rapid indeed. Watch the lights then is the Cry. Again, double start here. A little bit of a delayed start as we get underway, and it is pole position man away very well indeed as Lucas King gets off the line. Danny Hutchinson goes with him. Will Rounders makes such a great start, but I think he'll be down in third place as we go uphill for the first time. We now wait for the MZs. I don't think there'll be a big delay before we get these guys underway, because obviously they're the slower of the two bunches. That's the best way to describe it. And I'll quickly get these off the line, and I'll hand over to you to tell us what's happening with the ninjas. Where you are.
Into 3 abreast on the run into Park.
Andy Wales.
First time, and another 3 directly behind them. So there's multiple overtakes going on right there now.
Okay, looks like it's going to be Alex Mann leading Andy Wales up towards Coppers for the first time then. And again, they disappear out of my sight. That number 1 machine back up the sharp end, where of course it seems to belong these days. Championship being led though by Andy Wales on the 85 machines. Keep an eye on him. He's got a 22-point advantage over Alex after the 5 rounds.
Yeah, and Alex Mann came through first in the MZ challenge with Andrew Wales directly behind him and closing up as they're going to break there into Park Point.
Pushing up the ninjas coming to the bottom of the mountain then, and that is Lucas King, I think, leading the way. Looks like one of the orange vests, certainly. Danny Huskins there in the second row, just thinking more of that pink white with pink leathers. And I think it's moving around there, still in third, so pretty much as they started this race. Here, once again, so the trees away from the
MZs and Wales gained a bit on the way down into Mansfield there on Alex Mann, and he's gained a little bit more onto the chicane after Mansfield, so expect that to come to you close together, mate.
Never expect anything else from the MZs, mate, particularly at the sharp end where they love to play those slip-swimming games. I tell you what isn't particularly close, and that's the lead in the ninjas, because the second and a half is the advantage that Lucas King has over Danny Huskinson this early in the race. William Round there is in third place. They had Harry Barrell, Alfie Garrett, Harley Baker, Chloe Gleeson, and it's Solu, Cowie, Brunson, McCarthy, Wagra, Van, Alex, North Alex, Wingate, Wilson, Evans, Lees, Eggerton, Forward, and Ray now. That could be a timing discrepancy. I didn't see him across the line there, but I'm going to wait for his catch up, because obviously if somebody's forgotten to charge their machine or something like that, that gives us problems as well. As South, Alex Mann leads the way in the MZs ahead of Andy Wells, so half a second there. Caleb Wright in third, then George Ryan, Chris Kent, John Ashby, and McCormack Lewis. Who's that dropping down? Bray going down the order in that particular battle as well, because Turner and Smith will come past, as has Boyer. So unfortunately, it looks like he's dropped off the screen there. So sight of them as the ninjas are already through the bottom.
I think you might find Will Round has got past Hutchinson on the way up into Park Hall.
He's got a problem, I think, mate. You called that well. And Huskinson, I'm sure, has got a hand in the air, because it looked as though he pulled out the way to let Harry Barrell through as well. I'm not quite sure if he's got his bits of keep an eye at the top there. No, he's still going, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but he's lost at least 1 of 2 places. So who's that going across the line? There's Bray going across the line. It's a long, long way back there. I'm not sure what happened to him. Maybe he started from pit lane at the top there or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because the leader is coming back towards me. That is Lucas King. He had a 2.5 lead over the last time across the line. Now that gap has opened up to 3.25 seconds. Harry Barrell does move into third, with William Round in second. Huskinson drops to fourth place, or loses 3. Alfie Garrett, Harley Baker, Chloe Gleeson, Solu, Cowie, and the rest go across. Brunson loses a couple of places. So sort of chopping and changing at the minor places. Certainly leading the way. Lucas King's being the kid to beat, isn't he, really?
He is, mate. He's got 3.5 seconds on the second place man, who is William Round, as I was called earlier. He managed to make that move stick on those things, and he is gapping Huskinson behind him. Be interesting to see when they come round for this lap, to see whether he was being held up or not. But I think he's going to have to go some to be able to put some inroads into Lucas King's front running position at the moment. As it comes down to Mansfield, it's starting to string out now. There's always a nice overtake. That looked like
again, we'll keep a close eye on the lap records. Fastest man on the track at the moment is Lucas King with that 44.284 time to beat in this particular class. Unfortunately, it doesn't leave long to Max Hardy. And you're going to be in the 43.5 claim his lap record. So 7/10 of a second away, not a million miles. But 4 years ago, believe it or not, I'm sure Max Hardy was a little shorter. He was still very tall for a 14-year-old or whatever he was, but 44.0 though, so I tell you what, he's having a good go at this. They're going to find another half second, has Lucas King. It's very impressive stuff indeed.
That explains why he's running so fast, doesn't it? Not so far away at the front here at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Fastest first sector that time around, and he's got fastest first and second time, so there's a little bit more time in there to the 43 is most definitely on the cards there. Let's see what he can do. That Sonia goes past on release at that time. Alexander Mann getting used to this bike because it is a new bike to him. He goes past McCarthy and Brunson as well. A little bit of chopping and changing. In fact, Alex will be pleased to hear he's actually moved up into second of the seniors. I mean, alright, it's only 3 seniors, so probably only going to be the winner who gets a medal. And right now, that looks like it's going to go the way of Danny Huskinson. You can only meet who shows up, can't you, Rick?
Indeed, mate. It'll be whoever's out there, as we were saying earlier on.
Right, the lap record in the MZs is a 47. And again, that's been said by another remarkable rider, Dean Stimson. Dean's one of those guys who you do genuinely wonder if he'd had the brakes over the years, he possibly could have gone a little bit further with that very good career. He was a YPM, I think he was a champion, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I remember right. Yeah, he was a YPM champion in his past as well. So loves his 2-stroke, YPM champion, and was an MZ champion as well. So smoking 2-strokes, many people probably to Dean. In fact, one of the Prince races I ever saw was between Dean Stimson and Alton Park, who's the riding instructor, the one who won the Macau Grand Prix in the 90s. I forget his name, that's going to annoy me. Spike Edwards, there we go. Spike Edwards, an amazing race. I think it was about 8 laps of Alton Park and those two were not separated.
Yeah, I've seen the footage of that. It really is excellent.
It's a proper race. That was one of the most exciting races I've ever called, those two. And to be fair, they both know how to ride a bike extremely well. And I think it showed the class of Dean Stimson that he could take the fight to Spike. Spike has got a good little track record behind him.
Well, 4-time British champion.
Yeah, exactly. Macau Grand Prix on your CV doesn't look too shabby either, does it? Right, 6 laps to go, in this race, and we're 4 laps into it, which is Lucas King leading round Farrell, Huskinson, Garrett, Baker, Solyu, Gleeson, Cowie, Mann, McCarthy, Brunson, Faber, Evans, Wingate, Wilton, and Lees. Here come the MZs then, and once again, it's looking like a bit of an Alex Mann benefit as he comes across the line. Looks like he's broken that toe to Andy Wales.
Yeah, he's got away there, mate. He's got away.
Yeah, got about a second, which in MZ terms is a pretty long way.
It's a long time in MZ terms. Well, especially with these two, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You can usually move the decimal points along a bit, can't you?
Yeah.
Ryan and Wright come across the line, they're separated by 3rd place, so Gordon and Caleb having a good little scrap there. Separated now by half a second as they discuss the 3rd medal on the man, Chris Kent. Another man who's won racing in the past, unfortunately, a little bit off the pace. This is John Ashby at the moment. And so past Higgins, though, the junior, was the second forward. He's riding just there. Mac Lewis and Bray ran out the next bunch. So we're waiting for the leaders to come back into our side of the going across the mountain. And with the leaders just going across the line, there we go, King round 7 seconds separating those two. Barrel 2.5 seconds back, then Huskinson was 0.37 seconds back. We do wonder if Danny's got a bit of an issue. Fastest lap for him to 45.7, there's a 46.3 that time, so not too far off his best. Last round. What I'm really surprised about is Bray though, clearly he has got some sort of issue because he was taking the fight to the youngsters in the last round of Donington. Bacon goes past on Garrett as well. That's a battle for the juniors, and that's over there. He wants to pick up a medal. He's going to give him awesome backside because Farrell has quite a few seconds up the road. Farrell was on the last lap because you can see the flag fluttering down there at the bottom of the circuit. Evans goes past on Faber, and that's another minor battle in the juniors as Wilton goes past on Wingate as well. So Chloe having a better days at the track. Peter, a few tweaks needed on the wait for the MZs to come back around once more. See if Wales and swap places. And over the line there, sorry, it was Wales gone. So we lost Andy Wales somewhere, mate. Sorry, just noticed that. Realised I was looking for 2 bikes to come across the line. It was 1, and I totally missed it. Unfortunately, Andy Wales was tumbling down the order, and I'm guessing out of the race. So if Alex Mann stays where he is, looks like Alex is going to take the lead in the championship here. Lucas King, though, takes the win in fine style, comes across the line, both hands, punching the air in victory. 44.0 is his best lap, but not too shabby whatsoever. We're waiting for William Brown to come across the line and claim the silver medal, and he truly does. 2.5 seconds behind him is Harry Barrell, who picks up the third, and Alfie Garrett. Harley Baker is up next. Danny Huskinson also takes the time to tumble down the order there, so I'm not quite sure what's happened to Danny. We are picking up his transponder, so it's not a transponder issue. Sounds like we might have a couple of people who are going to need a little bit of a lift in the old fan of shame there, I think, mate.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything going well over this side of the circuit, buddy, so I'm not sure where exactly he's gone missing.
Well, the trouble is, of course, we can't see a lot of the circuit, obviously. If they're down at Mansfield, you don't get to see them on Nor do I. Obviously, up at Charlie's one, we can't see across the mountain. Bottom of the mountain is also hard to see. As you well know, there's lots of places to fall off or things to break down here at Cowboy Park, isn't there?
The other difficulty with these mixed classes is you look at the leaders of one class, turn around to look at the leaders of the other class, and then you've missed them.
You know, that is so...
Thank you.